I want to take a moment here to describe the short-term and long-term objectives that I help agents design and create for their goals when they join Duford Insurance Group. This is very, very important because this stands in contrast with what you find in most of the insurance sales business, predominantly, which is an MLM Kool-Aid drinking type of culture that is a churn and burn type of operation designed to extract as much money out of you from your network, your friends and family, your money itself on selling you garbage leads before they toss you out and you decide that this business is a racket. Big difference in what we do, and I wanted to spend some time describing it because it's imperative to know that this business is not just a pit stop between this and some other opportunity. This really in the insurance business is a career, one in which can be very fruitful and enjoyable, but you have to have a very specific strategy in achieving not only the short-term goal of making good money, but the long-term goal of making it a lifestyle where the business serves you. And what I'm going to describe is how we attempt to do that and how it differentiates from other agencies with us at Duford Insurance Group. So first of all, our short-term objective with the vast majority of our agents, sometimes there's some exceptions, but the vast majority of agents need to make money yesterday. So they need to get into a product line that has lots of prospects, that is, in a sense, simple to execute on and can be taken action on sooner rather than later. And what product line does that for most of us is the final expense business model. That's how I got started in the business. I looked at Medicare and other products as well and arrived at the decision of doing final expense because it was simple, lots of prospects, and largely just an activity-based business. Of course, you got to know how to sell and convince. We can teach you that. It is learnable. But it's a business model where it pays decently, not as high as some commissionable products like IULs or annuities, but that makes up for the fact that there's a lot of prospects. So it's a simple strategy that pretty much anybody anywhere can get involved with. Of course, nobody can guarantee your success, but it's a great way to start the business. I commonly liken final expense to the gateway drug of the insurance business. It gets you hooked on the business and really in the realization of what the opportunity is. So the short-term goal is to get agents into this system as quickly, as responsibly as we can, meaning we train you up. Of course, don't throw you to the wolves or anything like that, and getting you traction, seeing success, getting you momentum and excitement to continue that process. But however, and this is where a lot of the MLM, my competition, differentiates, they instead push and push and push you to just do final expense or mortgage protection, sometimes the other one. Don't look at any other opportunities and continue to sell and sell and sell. And what they won't say, of course, is there's a sense of burnout that happens after many years of doing this. There's a sense of, I only make money when I work, which normal people would say, well, that's normal. But it's not in the insurance business because there are products specifically designed to build renewal income. The way the MLMs work is they say, hey, if you're interested in that, recruit and build an agency. That's something we support at Duford Insurance Group. But the truth behind agency building is that it's rare that you see one that's successful. There's very few agencies that actually make it long term. And what's not told to you by these MLMs is the high failure rate, namely because it's hard to find good talent, number one. And number two, that agency building requires you to co-sign all of your debt or all of your agent's debt if they decide not to pay it. And a lot of agencies get taken out of this business because a bad agent or two who's irresponsible, that sometimes defrauds you or the agency, rolls up tens of thousands of dollars of debt. And a lot of agencies just aren't informed of this until it happens, and they find out a little too late and are wiped out of not just the recruiting business, but in many cases the sales business as well. So it's not that I'm against it. Obviously, I do it. I enjoy it. It's very fruitful and beneficial, but it's rare that you find agencies that are actually really good at doing it that have a sustainable long-term strategy. So what we do instead when it comes to the long-term strategy, as opposed to pushing the MLM side of the business to recruit, to find other people to recruit, etc., is to instead focus continually on production, but to shift your focus away from active sales models like final expense, first year driven products, to more of a residual based income product strategy. Now in the insurance business, there are several products that accomplish this. P&C, car insurance, home insurance is one of those options. But what we focus on, since our starting product typically is final expense, the most logical next step to sell is a Medicare type of product, mostly Medicare Advantage, some Medicare supplements. But the beauty of Medicare policies is they pay a lifetime residual income. That if you build 500 to 1,000 clients, you're going to have a very nice six-figure lifetime income from those clients that you keep on the books. And the process to build that system does take years. It takes effort. There is a period of time that you transition from final expense to Medicare. That cash flow does go down. Many of the agents that have gone through this process recommend you slow roll your way into Medicare to replace your higher final expense first year commission. So there is that kind of transitionary period. But the recommendation we have is as time progresses, you start to go through this year 2 and year 3 process, getting more and more into Medicare, is to build more of your business in the direction of Medicare. And the reason is this, and I've discovered this through the building of an agency, is that the business of insurance gets really fun when you don't have to work to make money. There's no such thing as a totally passive business model. You can't just make money and not do anything. You have to work. You have to earn your client's business over and over again. That goes without saying. But the nice thing about Medicare is that you don't always have to be out there 6 days a week like with final expense to earn a significant income. You can start that way, and you should, but there comes a time in your career in the Medicare side after really putting the effort in for what we will recommend to agents is 5 years from final expense to then transitioning over the second year into Medicare and then really focusing year 3 and beyond. You really can let off the brakes a little bit when you hire some strategic help to help you do the service side of the work. If your desire is not to work constantly and maybe go on vacations, do other things, but still get paid a substantial income, it's the passive income opportunity that allows for that. And if you get mired down in these MLMs, again, guys, just look online. You'll see them everywhere. They're not going to talk to you about this opportunity. And here's the reason why. The Medicare business just doesn't earn as much override capacity as the final expense and really life insurance business does. So that's why you don't see a lot of talk about this, because it just doesn't make the MLM as much. It doesn't make me as much. But my justification for this is that if I lead the agent in the right direction, I'll make enough money to live very, very well and do very, very well. So even though it's not the most immediately lucrative business model, I think long term, and this is my strategy as a business owner, if I recruit agents and they join and they're with me not just as a flash in the pan, but for years and years to come, that's how a business makes substantial income, through a relationship and also providing the best course of action short and long term. So I'll make my money. I don't look at this in a short-term vision like the MLMs do. And that's the thing. They don't really look at the full perspective and really give you the full analysis of what's possible. They only live within their short bandwidth in the life insurance business because, frankly, it serves them. And you're not going to see really the full reality of what's possible simply because it's not in their best interest, at least how they look at it, unfortunately, in a short-term manner. But that's their loss is my gain, the way I look at it. And that's why I talk about the long-term perspective. Bottom line, what you should be looking for as an agent getting into this business is, how can I make money quickly? You got bills to pay. How can I get started up and running, learn a skill set from a sales and marketing perspective? This is a skill set you're building that's going to transfigure into something great later on, but you got to build that foundation and building blocks. And then once you're established and you're making good money, that is when you make that next step transition to getting more into the Medicare market and then doing more and more as time progresses to build a block of passive income business to where you not only are making great money, but you have a lifestyle opportunity. So if this is something that interests you, I would ask you to head on over to davidduford.com/FAQ if you'd like to learn more about how we help agents do exactly that. If you're not interested so much in the rah-rah and Kool-Aid drinking and you'd rather build a business where you're dependent upon yourself and it's a sales-based passive income, not a recruiting-based passive income, that's our specialty. Again, davidduford.com/FAQ to learn more about how to join Final Expense or Duford Insurance Group to sell Final Expense, Medicare Annuities, or ACA as a newer experienced agent. We support telesales, face-to-face, part-time and full-time too. Head on over there to check it out, and thanks as always for watching. Bye.